crap. That thing's huge.
At least 8 tornadoes hit the Chicago area and northwest Indiana as severe storms moved through the area Wednesday evening. National Weather Service officials confirmed on Thursday. 3 of the tornadoes were in Gary, Indiana. The National Weather Service said a preliminary assessment by storm survey teams determined an EF1 tornado, with winds of 86 to 110 miles per hour, hit near Frankie Woods McCullough Academy and the neighborhood east of Wallace Street at 21st Avenue in southwestern Gary. The tornado ripped the roof off the gymnasium at the school. An EF0 tornado hit near 29th Avenue and Burr Street in southwestern Gary and blew out the windows of the Hard Rock Casino, northern Indiana. Another EF0 tornado touched down in Norton Park just west of 13th Avenue and uprooted several trees in the Gary Business District. An EF0 tornado, with winds of 65 to 85 miles per hour, touched down in neighboring Highland. The Highland tornado started at US 41 at 45th Street and damaged several trees. 3 more tornadoes touched down in Will County, an EF0 in rural southeastern Joliet, just east of Preston Heights, an EF0 tornado on the east side of Frankfort, and an EF1 tornado near Stager. In Cook County, an EF0 tornado briefly touched down near Linwood. The rural tornado touched down near Rowell and Eunice Avenues and damaged roof shingles and trees. The tornado in Frankfort touched down near the Sauk Trail Forest Preserve and made its way into a residential area along Shetland Drive and Troon Circle. The Stager tornado touched down along Kings Road south of Rickton Road and moved southeast, damaging shingles, breaking branches, and briefly intensifying to rip some metal roof panels off a warehouse building. The Linwood tornado touched down near Joe or Road west of Torrance Avenue and damaged 2 industrial buildings. Gary officials said some residents spotted the funnel cloud that turned out to be the EF1 tornado near 21st Avenue and Hendrick Street as the storms were moving through, causing extensive damage. The aforementioned McCullough Academy, a public school located at 3757 West 21st Avenue, was a mess after that tornado sheared off part of its roof. The gymnasium and several classrooms were damaged. It's devastating as the principal, but I just thank God everybody was safe, McCullough Principal Charmaine McKinley said. Looking in the sky, there was nothing, so you never thought that it would happen to you or to your building. Several janitorial workers were inside the school at the time, but were not injured. I can probably say with 100% of certainty that they experienced some fear, said Gary Community School Corporation Superintendent Dr. Yvonne Stokes. However, they were very brave. They did what they were supposed to do. They took cover. I'm happy to report no one was hurt. Stokes said, if the storm had moved in just a few hours earlier, all 515 students at McCullough would have been in harm's way. Well, had it been 2 hours earlier, I'd like to believe that my staff would have pivoted and taken our students into their safety zones, but I'm glad it wasn't, Stokes said. With that being said, we will be looking at making a plan to move forward, because we don't know how long it will take to fix the building. The school will be closed Thursday and Friday while crews assess damage at McCullough. Some students were dropped off at McCullough on Thursday morning, unaware that their school was closed. Spring break starts for the district next week, giving the district extra time to figure out their next steps before classes can resume. We'll be able to assess the damage, determine if the young people will be able to return to this building with the damaged area being cordoned off, or if they will be relocated to a different building, said Chelsea Whittington, Chief of Public and Community Relations for Gary Community School Corporation. Multiple homes and businesses also were damaged in the storm. A city spokesperson said the hardest hit area of Gary was the 21st Avenue corridor between Whitcomb and Hendrick Streets. Roof shingles, shattered glass, street signs, and other debris littered sidewalks and lawns across Gary after the storm. Ebony Perkins' roof was torn off and landed on her neighbor's house. At least 6 other homes on the west side of Gary also had severe roof damage, and light poles crashed through windows of multiple homes on Perkins' block. Jerome Prentice described the moment when he ran for cover as high winds blew out all the front windows of his aunt's home along 21st Street. It was a heavy wind first, and then I heard a loud whoo pass by, and the first thing that went out was the power, and then you see the glass that went out, he said. Gary Mayor Eddie Melton said several buildings in the city were severely damaged, leaving multiple families temporarily homeless. He has issued an executive order to fast-track cleanup and relief. I am heartbroken. It's just devastating, said Carolyn Lewis. I've never seen anything like this. The storm took down several trees and power lines in the Terrytown section of Gary, leaving thousands without power. As of 3:30 p.m. Thursday, approximately 1,600 NIPSCO customers were still in the dark. NIPSCO said it had crews dispersed across the community, working around the clock to restore service. Officials hope to have power fully restored for all customers by Friday night. No serious injuries or deaths were reported as a result of the storm in Gary. One resident was rescued by Gary firefighters after she became trapped when her roof caved in. The roof of her house collapsed down. We were able to rescue her, and she was transported to the hospital in stable condition, Gary Deputy Fire Chief Mark Terry said. Hail also fell in Plainfield, in Will County, on Wednesday afternoon. Will County was included in several tornado warnings that were issued. Out in Elgin, hailstones that fell on Wednesday afternoon grew to nearly a half-inch. The hailstones appeared to be a bit larger in parts of Cook County, including in Oak Lawn, where viewer Tina Garcia captured a photo of some that fell. Out in West Chicago, some power poles along Prince Crossing Road were knocked down during the storm. In Channahon, a large tree fell onto the roadway near Cemetery Road and Hansel Road. The fallen tree blocked a portion of the roadway, but was cleared by around 5:45 p.m. Wednesday.